As promised, we are talking about healthy conversations.
Yeah, I called it the Healthier Conversation series.
Okay, meaning June won't be the only time we do healthy conversations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this series is going to be on the topic of clarity in conversations, and we're going to do 5 shows under clarity.
Cool. I think, too, I want to explain, because this topic came up as a natural kind of conversation when we were doing our May series, where you had suggested we do healthy conversations. And you and I walked away both excited about it, but both on totally separate pages about how we wanted to approach it.
Right.
So when we finally sat down to plan it, we were both excited about the other person's idea.
Yeah.
Then decided to organize it like this so that we could actually turn it into a couple of different series.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I just want to say that because I think, maybe some people were sitting in the same boat thinking, oh, I know what they're going to talk about and I know I need that.
Oh.
And perhaps if they, like yourself, were thinking, okay, healthy conversations with someone who's verbally abusive, how do I navigate that? Sit tight, that'll come next, or in one of the series. But for this one, it's about being very clear, whether you're the listener or the speaker.
Well, and the importance of how it goes sideways
Fast.
very quickly if either person is not clear. Mm-hmm. So yes, both people have to take the time to be clear about things. And as we wrote things down here, where this is going to apply in your personal life, in friendships, your personal life within your family, with children, parents, partners, neighbors, in your work environment, going to work, whether you're a boss. And I think, Kelly, sometimes bosses think that because they're the boss, they're clear, or that they know what they're doing and that they know the job. I own the company, I know it inside out, so therefore I'm clear. And they're not. They're not even clear in their own head about things.
Yeah, I've worked those jobs.
I think a lot of us have worked those jobs. And I think if you're a boss listening to this, sit your ass down. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes that's really where the problem is the fact that the boss doesn't have anybody to hold them accountable, and the fact that they're not being clear. And there might be people listening to this at home right now saying, can you sit down? Mom, can you go sit and listen to this?
That's good, though.
Dad, you and Mom need to sit down. There's tons of miscommunication here where I'm always in shit because you two can't get on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I want to start by saying that the intention is always to understand.
Yes.
And I word it specifically that way because, it's going to get a bit messy. Hang on a second. I got to sort this out in my head. A lot of people speak wanting to be understood. And I get that, and you need that if you're working towards clarity. But ultimately, you're seeking to understand that you're on the same page, to understand that the other person is engaged and is willing to be collaborative with you. Because that's what healthy conversations are, is collaboration. So it does come back to really focusing on having the patience to understand. Right? And I say that on purpose as well because if there is miscommunication, even when you think you're being clear, even when you're being kind, then instead of being upset or thinking it's the other person's fault, you can step back and go, okay, now I need to understand where the breakdown happened. The same way you and I sat down, ironically, and thought we're both good, we're both wanting this topic. Oh, I can see where she went with that, even though that's not where I went. So now I understand why we're not on the same page.